Hello everyone, welcome to a long range update. Forecasting my events. Today we're looking at Thanksgiving week and beyond into mid-December. Let's just get right into it. So first thing we're going to look at is the Thanksgiving forecast of the 500 millibar height from the GFS and European. On the left is the European, on the right is the GFS, and they're actually in pretty good agreement of both showing a ridge across the western side of the United States with more of a trough and this average look across the eastern United States. What that would mean would be warmth across the west and central, and some cold air across the east and the northeast. And basically, yeah, but what I'm buying into is the European model right now that shows the warmth across the central and more of the Midwest and the western United States, with some cold maybe possible across the northeast. So here's my upper pattern map for Thanksgiving. Again, warmth across the central and western United States, with some cold across the Midwest and northeast. There could also be a snowstorm potential here, but I'm not going to get into that. But again, there is some warmth here across the central United States, and there's cold in the northeast. So here's the NAO and AO forecast. Again, I discussed it again. NAO is North Atlantic Oscillation. Basically, if it's negative, there's a block in Greenland. If it's positive, there's a trough in Greenland. Right now, the NAO is negative, but it's slowly rising up positive. AO, Arctic Oscillation, also, if it's negative, you get a ridge. It's also starting to creep up back to positive. The question is, will it go positive or will it stay negative? That's the big question I have. That could be the big thing I have that really could affect our weather going into after Thanksgiving into the first week of December. Is will this go back positive or will it stay negative? And where will the ridge be in the United States? But there's also what I like to talk about. There's a pattern change happening up here in the North Pacific, right here by Alaska. What this does is this changes the pattern. It affects the pattern 15 to 20 days out. It does bring short-term warmth across the CONUS, which would mean probably a ridge across. I mean, there could be widespread warm, not really warm temperatures, but like plus 2 or 3 degrees above normal, maybe across the most of the United States, except for the Northeast. Northeast still has some cold anomalies up here, but there is a warm risk here across the central and eastern side of the United States and the western. But again, the pattern change up here in the North Pacific is interesting, because that would tell me there's a pattern change shift going on that could affect us mid-December. Okay, so again, there's a warm risk to open up December. You can see that the European weeklies came out yesterday, and this is what their ensemble mean shows for the 500 millibar height ridge. So they're both showing basically a ridge. The mean has it being a ridge across most of the central, most of the United States. This has a one being in the central and Midwest in the United States. There is warm risk here to start December, probably around to the 10th of December. And then we could have a pattern change, but there is a warmth risk with this. So again, cold here to Thanksgiving, and then there could be another cold shot after Thanksgiving, the week after Thanksgiving, but then it gets maybe some warmth risk again by the beginning of December. What happens in mid-December? Well, you can see that there's a colder risk. There's a developing. I told you this is the pattern change that I'm expecting to happen. With the ridge here in the North Pacific, and a ridge up here by Alaska and the Bering Sea. Also a nice little trough here in the central United States, and basically for the central and eastern United States, this will support cold and some snow here if the European weeklies were correct. Now, don't take this with a grain of salt. European weeklies really don't have a great idea what's really ahead, but it does support my idea of a pattern change happening 20 to 15 to 20 days after that Thanksgiving period where the pattern change happens. And this shows, yeah, a nice little pattern change. Cold, very cold temperatures across the central United States that this would verify. Also snow-filled. So if you're a snow lover, you want to hope for this. All right. Like I said, if you're a snow lover, yeah, you want this. You want this kind of pattern because there's. But we'll see what happens here. Again, not really. I mean, not really. A lot of. I'm not trying to hype this up or anything, but there's not really a lot of confidence in this as well. But colder risk, I do think, increase mid-December onward. That's another big question. White Christmas, I mean, right now I'm not going to go into great detail about that either because it's just like, I don't know. I really don't know about that either as well. But cold pattern also supports a snow pattern through mid-December. And this is valid all the way through January 1st. And you're like, yeah, well, there should be snow. There should be a lot of snow across most of the United States by this time. But take this map with a grain of salt. I'm just showing there's an active pattern heading in from mid-December to onward, because there's a lot of snow here that it's not going to show up because of the warmth potential in the early December. Really starting to show up here in the late period in this mid-December to New Year's. Again, this is the average chance for a white Christmas. Will this change this year? I don't know yet. Right now, there's not a lot of confidence. I do think there's an increased chance of a white Christmas more across the central and northeast, but I don't know about that yet. And do I think there's warmth in there too as well? Yes, there is warmth. There's a cold coming in December, yes. But the thing is, there's really not really high confidence of will it be a white Christmas or not. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this long range update. More to come this week on Thanksgiving and the pattern ahead, as it's very, very tricky to really nail down. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next long range video.